A group of friends were driving down a lonely highway long past midnight. They were heading home from a concert to towns over. Hours earlier, they had been shouting lyrics, laughing under strobe lights, and pushing through packed crowds. Now, the energy was gone. The only thing left was exhaustion. The road stretched endlessly ahead of them, a black ribbon cutting through empty land. No other cars, no buildings, just the occasional reflective sign flashing in their headlights before disappearing into darkness. Inside the car, silence. The driver glanced to his right. His girlfriend was asleep against the window, her breathing slow and steady. In the back seat, his friend was slumped awkwardly, mouth slightly open, completely out. He was alone in the quiet, and he was tired. His eyelids felt heavier with every mile. He rolled his shoulders and adjusted his grip on the steering wheel. The digital clock on the dashboard glowed faintly, 1:47 a.m. He reached forward and turned the radio on low, hoping a little noise would help. Static crackled before settling into a faint station playing an old rock song. It helped for a moment, but not enough. His vision blurred slightly. The lines on the road began to smear together. Just for a second. His eyes closed. The car drifted. The tires hit gravel with a violent rumble as they slipped off the edge of the asphalt. The steering wheel shook in his hands. He jerked awake instantly, heart slamming into his ribs, and yanked the car back onto the highway. The sudden movement jolted both passengers awake. What happened? His girlfriend mumbled, sitting upright. Everything okay? The friend in the back asked, disoriented. Yeah, the driver said quickly, forcing steadiness into his voice. Something ran across the road. I had to swerve. They exchanged tired looks, but didn't question it further. Within a minute, they had both relaxed again, but the driver didn't, because now there were headlights behind them. He frowned at the rearview mirror. He didn't remember seeing another car before. The highway had been empty for miles, but now, twin beams of white light followed at a distance. Maybe they'd been there the whole time. Maybe he just hadn't noticed. His pulse was still racing from nearly running off the road. He swallowed and tried to calm himself. Then the lights changed. Red, blue, flashing. His stomach dropped. A patrol car? Are you kidding me? He muttered under his breath. The red and blue lights intensified, reflecting violently off the inside of his car. His girlfriend stirred again, noticing the glow. Oh no, she whispered. The siren burst to life. Sharp, piercing. The backseat passenger bolted upright. Dude, what did you do? Nothing. The driver snapped, then lowered his voice. I don't think I was speeding. But none of them were entirely innocent. The concert had involved more than just music. If the car was searched, things could spiral fast. Just pull over. His girlfriend urged quietly. A nodded. And then the radio crackled. At first, he thought it was interference from the siren, but then a voice came through the speakers. Low, rough, distorted. You better run. All three of them froze. The message repeated, you better run. The friend in the back stared wide-eyed at the dashboard. Is that a joke? The driver reached forward and turned the volume up. The same phrase over and over. You better run. The patrol car was closer now, so close he could barely see its grille behind the flashing lights. Go! The backseat passenger suddenly shouted. Just go. Are you insane? The girlfriend yelled back. It's a cop. The siren wailed louder. The voice on the radio didn't stop. You better run. The driver's thoughts spiraled. His heart pounded so hard it hurt. If he ran, it would become something worse. If he stayed, he slammed his foot on the brake. The car slowed rapidly before pulling onto the shoulder. Gravel crunched beneath the tires as they came to a stop. The patrol car stopped behind them. The siren cut out immediately, but the red and blue lights continued to flash, washing the interior in violent color. They waited 10 seconds, 20, 30. No movement. Then the driver's door of the patrol car opened. A figure stepped out, tall, broad, moving slowly. The officer began walking toward them. Something felt wrong immediately. Despite the late hour, he wore dark aviator sunglasses. His posture was stiff, mechanical. He approached the driver's window and stopped. He didn't speak. He didn't gesture. He just stood there. The driver's hands trembled as he rolled down the window. "Good evening, officer," he said, trying to sound normal. No response. The figure leaned down slowly. Closer. Closer. Until his face was only inches away. The driver could see his reflection in the black lenses. "Is there a problem?" he asked weakly. Still nothing. The officer lifted one hand and slowly removed his sunglasses. The driver felt his breath leave his body. The eyes staring back at him were glowing red, not reflecting light, not illuminated by the dashboard, glowing from within. His girlfriend screamed. The friend in the back scrambled against the door. The officer's mouth began to open, wider and wider. There were no teeth, no tongue, no throat, just a black, endless void where a mouth should have been. The radio suddenly shrieked with feedback. The voice distorted into a horrible, layered whisper. "You better run." The headlights behind them flickered violently. The world seemed to tilt, and then darkness. In the years since, stories like this have surfaced online in scattered forums and whispered conversations. Drivers on isolated highways late at night, flashing red and blue lights appearing out of nowhere. A voice over the radio urging them to flee. Some try to outrun it. Some comply and pull over. It doesn't seem to matter. The patrol car always catches up. Vehicles connected to these encounters are later discovered miles from the road. Twisted metal, burned interiors, windows shattered from the inside. A handful of survivors have been found wandering nearby. Most refused to describe what they saw. One finally did. He took off his glasses, the man reportedly said, and his eyes weren't human. And his mouth, it wasn't a mouth. It was just empty. Authorities have attempted increased patrols in certain areas, traffic diversions, surveillance, but reports continue, and they're spreading to new highways. So if you're ever driving late at night, and the road has been empty for miles, and suddenly you see flashing red and blue lights behind you and your radio begins to whisper, think carefully, because you might not be getting pulled over. You might be getting chosen.
If this horror story hooked you, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.